Okay, that's disgusting. Can somebody put like the stuff over that note?
Warning. Hot Juans is clearly and obviously a ripoff of a show we did not create. We've listened to all of your concerns on social media and have come to the conclusion that we really don't give a fuck. Enjoy the show. You asked and we listened. Welcome back to another episode of Hot Juans, the show with spicy questions and even spicier gamers. And today, we don't just have a gamer, we have one of the men who started it all here at Team Liquid. Please welcome Steve Arnstedt. How are you doing today, Steve?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I smell the spiciness. I can feel it.
Yeah,
So,
it's usually a good primer as to what to expect. Are you a fan of spicy foods at all?
I am, yeah. My favorite cuisine is Thai.
Oh.
Yes.
When you go to a Thai place, do you get an all the way spicy rating or do you go kind of in the middle?
It usually depends on the restaurant, but I'll usually go 4 out of 5.
Okay, so you're about to have like probably a 6 or 7 today, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably, we'll see. Depending on how you handle it.
It's child's play.
Oh yeah, that one's easy.
Oh, I just take one bite or the whole thing?
Your call. Depends what you want your audience to see. Just so you know, if you take small bites later, you might get flamed.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I don't know from experience. Steve, you and I have known each other for a very long time. In fact,
6 years?
6 years. On Team Liquid, I would say I'm one of the longest standing members here at this point, or at least one of the few of them. From going from Liquid and from Curse and from all the prior experience that you have, what would you say is the funniest memory or story that you have of me specifically?
I mean, the one that just comes to mind immediately is the one that was most recent, which was the crab incident. So, I mean, it was kind of like sad at first, but then I think like your ability to be almost self-deprecating about the whole incident and just own it and just, so it ended up being funny, but obviously the event itself was not funny at all. But like, I think you handled it well, like you do most things. So.
Well, I think one of the things that people might not know is that during the stream, the weekend after the crab incident, Steve came into my stream and you dropped how many subs in my channel?
I can't remember the exact number of subs, but I remember it was a lot.
I remember it, yeah. You dropped 200 subs, so $1,000 in subs.
I did.
Just on the channel during a massive train.
That's right, because you did the stream-a-thon afterwards. Yeah, that was great.
I mean, listen, from trying to convince me to stream on a Zubu on Cursed
oh my
to
God.
that, you're very good at pushing forth a good concept and you sell it very well, Steve.
Yes.
So I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, that was great.
Let's go on to the beast thing.
Oh, this is like sweet.
Yeah, it's like candy.
Yeah, this doesn't taste spicy at all. This is like the honey barbecue.
We just want to give you a nice little slow steps up, right, Steve?
Oh, that's right.
You're obviously a very hard worker. You're a dedicated Team Liquid. It is your life. But I heard that even as a kid, you were an entrepreneur. You have your own little starts in business from very early on. Would you mind sharing some of those endeavors and how you got started with this whole business savvy mindset?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was in middle school, the only way that you could get MP3s is if you downloaded them off the internet through, at the time, it was AOL chat rooms.
Right.
So you would actually go into an AOL chat room and there were these bots that would have requests for music. And when you did the request in the chat room, it auto-populated through an email to actually send you the song.
Right.
And so I would take those songs and I would burn them on CDs because at the time you couldn't have a CD with all your favorite songs, right? You would have to buy one CD and you'd have your Walkman and you'd be walking around. And so I had my book bag that I would bring every day to school with a binder of all the songs. And so I would sell for $10 to kids at school. And I was known as the guy that was like, hey, if you want a CD with all your favorite songs, then you go to Steve, he'll burn the CD for you, he'll find all the music. And so I had my little business in middle school, and that was kind of how I was known. I was always the kid that was like on the corner, like selling to all the other kids. Like I had a lemonade stand. And I remember one day there was a parent of one of the kids that was living in our cul-de-sac, came over to the house, and my mom answered the door and goes, your son keeps selling all of his lunch money to like taking the lunch money from the kids, because I would convince them to do whatever it was that day. And
so you were just hustling the parents.
I was hustling the kids. And I was just like very entrepreneurial, loved all that. And I went and started a few other little businesses while I was in high school and stuff. But yeah, I've always had a love for just like being entrepreneurial for sure.
I mean, I gotta respect the hustle. You went from being, Jack Sparrow, Steve the Pirate, the plug on the corner, to now owning Team Liquid. That's not a bad.
Yeah, it's not just me, but yeah,
Not a bad glow. Right. You ever been to Arizona?
I have. One of my very close friends lives right outside of Phoenix in, what's it called? Casa Grande.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Do you know that's at?
I used to live in Scottsdale / Phoenix. So I
Okay.
was there.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Now, obviously you play quite a few video games, but there's one video game that I noticed when someone says it, your face just lights up. And that video game is Civilization.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
What is it about Civ that makes you like it so much?
So Civilization for me is like the amount of strategy that goes into the game in this turn-based format is just really essential. So I play Civilization 4 and it's multiplayer. And usually you do like 3v3 or 5v5s, and you're spending all of these turns kind of preparing for turn 127, right? And you're just coordinating all of the strategy on how you have all of your teammates act in concession on each of these subsequent turns. And for me, I love that kind of like game master, that strategy element to it. So I'm the one saying, okay, you're gonna do this here, you're gonna move your units here, I'm gonna move these units here, this is the tech that we're gonna have, and we're just gonna like implement. And so I just love the strategy of it. It's just super fun. And when I'm playing against somebody else that's also like an in-game leader, and I know that they're really good, that competitiveness like is just really enjoyable.
But have you ever finished a game of Civ 1 in one sitting?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Oh, we call it Iron Man. So Iron Man is basically when you start turn one, turn 0, turn 1, and then you just go all the way until you win by culture or conquest or domination, whatever it is.
So basically being, perseverant and going through no matter what is offered to you and finishing what you started from the very ground up in that game. Do you think that concept has helped you in business at all?
I think the thing is that in all things in life, if you are really passionate about what you do and you're good at it, then you can make something happen from it, right? And the whole time when I was in middle school and high school and college, I was really good at video games. I loved playing them, and I made something happen. And even if it was my parents and my friends and my colleagues all saying like, no, don't go out and move into a gaming house in LA with 14 guys and make a career and give up everything that you've built, right? You gotta follow your heart. And when you do that and you work really hard and you sacrifice, you can accomplish a lot. And so that's the right recipe for success. It's a little bit of sacrifice, a lot of love for what you do.
It's so good.
Oh, this is like a normal buffalo sauce.
Yeah, a little better though. It's like a little more bougie, I think.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more flavor to it.
Now, one thing that has always perplexed me, one of the strangest coincidences in your life, is that your tag was Liquid112 since before you joined Team Liquid.
Yep.
What's the story behind that tag? Why Liquid?
Back in the day when you used to connect to the internet, or at least for me.
Okay, boomer. Zoomer.
Yeah, exactly. You probably don't remember this, but when you connected to the internet, and it was usually AOL.
Yeah, dial-up, right?
Yeah, dial-up, right? Yeah, exactly. The external modem, like there was like a sequence of like a little the AOL guy running, and then you would be on the internet. And when I logged in the first time for AOL like 1.0, when it was black and white, by the way.
Oh wow.
I went to go put in Liquid because I don't know, it was just like that's what I came up with, and it was already taken. So I added 112. So that's what it came to be.
Could you have almost been solid instead of just a completely word? You just added the 112 and that was it?
That was it, yeah.
Dang, so it was black and white when you got AOL?
Yeah, it was originally in the 1.0 version. Yeah, it was like you've got mail.
What was it like being in third grade with Abraham Lincoln? Was that like kind of tough for you, or was that just...
I don't know if that's called boomer. That's called like the builder community. I don't know.
All the way back there. Yeah. I'm ready, Steve, for the next one. You want to keep going? This is Marie Sharp's habanero and mango. I've heard you say some outlandish things about investing in esports talent. For instance, you once mentioned that you would sell your house to sign Piglet.
I remember that.
What do you see in players that makes you want to acquire them so much? What makes you believe in them so much to the point where you actually sell your house for it?
It's interesting. There's that moment where you're able to recognize how good somebody is, right?
Right.
When you're playing, and I watch your ability to recognize patterns of your opponents, which I know takes a lot of time and studying, but when you're like a step ahead and you recognize that and you act in advance of whatever the move is going to be, like that prediction ability and that training, and when you see it, it's like brilliance, right? The analogy for folks that don't watch too many video games, it's like the 3-point shot over and over and over, the consistency,
No matter where they are.
Yeah, exactly. And so for me at the time when I watched Piglet play, I was like, this guy just has it. He's able to just slow down time in the middle of a team fight and just know what's coming at him and how he's gonna save his flash and how he's gonna save his dash. When you believe so much into something and have such a core belief of winning that you just go for it. You know what I mean? And if that means personal sacrifice, like, that's totally fine. That's what I've been doing all my life, right? And so
What's
for
one
me,
more
it wasn't.
gonna do, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's an investment. It has a lot more risk than most people are comfortable with, but you got to go for it.
Now,
Somebody else will if you don't do it.
That's true. There's many people who want them. I have to ask, for a game like with Smash, a game that you weren't super familiar with, that same level of understanding, you weren't super into Smash, you weren't too sure of what would be considered high-level talent in that kind of game. Mm-hmm. So what was it about me in specific that made you want me to join Team Curse?
Yeah.
Way back when I was in college.
That's right. Well, one, I fell in love with your personality.
Oh, thank you.
And you as a person.
I appreciate that.
No, for real. And
now we're here.
You have high integrity. You have a value system that is now apparent through your parents, right?
Oh,
and the people that you've surrounded yourself with.
Awesome.
And for me, there was like this inherent trust, and integrity matters to me a lot. And so that was the first connection that I had. And then watching you play and then getting the opinions of some of the other people that were at Curse and my friends be like, this guy's got it. Sign him. And so I was like, okay, all right. And then we had our conversation and the rest is history.
Yeah, it is really wild. And before we get to the next thing, I just wanted to say, going through that and, when being in the middle of a college education for engineering and thinking that was going to be my path, and then this new opportunity came up, which was, of course, just a side gig, which honestly helped me pay for my apartment and my textbooks. And then all of a sudden it became more than that. And then all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, I might be able to choose what I really want to do. And I've always said to the day I die that it wouldn't be possible without you. So I appreciate that, Steve, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that. And it's an honor here.
Sweet.
And then for the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna really enjoy this part.
Okay. So I guess this gets harder because this is pretty easy.
Well, we've got one more mild one.
Okay.
This is a Dirty Dick's hot pepper sauce.
All right,
so
got it.
Enjoy some Dirty Dick's.
Okay. Like a pineapple.
Yeah, it's like
to it.
sweet pineapple, maybe a little bit of vinegar, Dijon a little bit. No,
I'm getting a little bit.
Right, hits you after.
Yeah.
Doing this show for the 5th time now, I've learned to appreciate the flavor infusions of these hot sauces. And they're meant for wings, they're meant for good food, and now we're here trying them all the way down. I've noticed that you've been involved for esports for so long that you had an inside track watching the esports industry actually grow as a whole. You started out as a player, and now you're an owner, and you have a unique view of how it's evolved. If you can imagine yourself in the year 2029, going into 2030, where do you see esports right there? What's gonna happen in 2030?
2030. I would say on the esports side of the business, I feel like the number of gamers that are also esports fans will be significantly larger. So if you look at total gaming in general, you have mobile gaming, you have PC gaming, you have console gaming, and a majority of those things are for casual gamers, right? They're not in the competitive side of video games, nor do they appreciate watching other people play video games for sport. And I think that the esports portion of that larger will grow considerably.
Right.
And I think that there will also be a bit of consolidation on the team side. I think the number of teams today, will narrow down, and there's gonna be a handful of really recognizable team brands that the gamers around the world are going to be rallying and supporting.
Sure.
And I think it's going to be a much more immersive relationship that goes beyond just with a player or a specific game. It's really going to be the culture of an organization, and you're going to see those organizations really conveying a message in a relationship with gamers around the world.
Well said. That's a good forecast to the next 10 years. But how about I take it back for the past 10 years? Can I ask you, in the past 10 years, what was your craziest experience in all of esports?
I would say the craziest experience I had was the first time we won our League of Legends championship.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason that to me just really sticks out is because our back was against the wall. We had underperformed in 2017 and back-to-back promotion relegation. And there was a lot of opinions of folks saying, you can't do this. What's going wrong? Like, fix the problem. Or you start to self-doubt your actions based on not being able to accomplish something. And that's so incredibly frustrating. And then to make the changes when you're down and come out on top, I just remember being on that stage and I was just like, oh, I could actually get a little bit of chills. It was more than just being on stage and winning. It was like some self-realization that when your back's against the wall, you can still make it happen.
And I was going to ask you next what the hardest experience was in esports, but it sounds like you just summed it up pretty well, going through that adversity and still, no matter what, coming out on top.
Yeah, totally. Like, there's really not too much that's hard day to day. I feel like you surround yourself with people that work really hard, that are passionate about what they do, and you support them. And there's not too much that seems hard. There's been a few times where some competitors have done a few things, and I'm like, whoo, feel like I'm put in check a little bit. Like, all right, well, we got to make sure we're continue on the top, right?
A good vibe check, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like our PUBG team did not do well, and that was hard, But we will win next year. We're doing everything that we possibly can. So
I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, you said not many things are hard for you anymore day to day, but I think I might be able to change that for you.
Oh, okay.
So, Steve, what we're about to embark on, I'm just going to push this to the side because these are just an afterthought at this point.
Okay.
Well, in Smash, there's 4 stocks, right? And Melee, the one that I play, so I call these the 4 stocks.
Okay,
including the last stock.
Of course.
Now, I'm going to ask us to toast this wing, take a bite together.
Okay.
You can try to clear it if you want.
Oh, no.
So,
you're building this up. Now I'm worried about this.
As soon as I take a bite,
okay.
I'm gonna throw some hot questions at you, and I'm gonna try to do it. Are you ready for this, Steve?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cheers, buddy.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Holy shit. All right. Now that your mouth is on fire,
okay.
I'm gonna throw some rapid fire questions at you.
Okay, that is hot.
If you were on Shark Tank and could only pitch one thing, what would it be?
I don't know, that hot sauce.
If you had 1 extra hour of free time a day, how would you use it?
Playing more League of Legends.
What is your most used emoji?
My most used emoji, the winky face. Oh my God, this is hot.
I can barely pass. If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Love, giving and receiving.
Not the bum?
No.
Have you ever been told that you look like someone famous? So who was it?
I have. Oh my God, this is really, really hot, actually.
No shit, Sherlock. Oh my God.
I'm actually like dipping my tongue into
Oh. If you look like someone famous, who was it? It was bad. Oh my fucking God.
Oh my God. Okay. The guy. I've been told the guy from.
Don't touch your face. Don't touch your face.
I've been told I look like the guy.
You got some milk on your nose.
From the Orange Is the New Black, the police officer. I don't know his name though.
Okay. What would the title of your autobiography be?
Made by Steve.
Oh God, laughing is hurting. If you can commit any crime and get away with it, what would it be? Apart from that was a crime.
That was coming out.
That was a crime, Aaron.
Oh God, that's embarrassing.
If you could choose any two famous people to have dinner with, who would it be?
Tim Cook and Bill Gates.
Okay. And if you could delete one esports org off the face of the planet, just delete them, who would it be?
Probably TSM.
Good choice.
Oh my God.
Endorphin rush.
Are we really eating more?
You don't have to clear it, Steve. But trust me, most of your taste buds are burned right now, so it won't even make a difference.
Oh my God, has anybody not done these?
The top of my forehead is burning. I'm not sure what that means.
Okay, I'm only taking one bite of the rest of
That's
these.
fine.
Okay.
You're good. You are the co-CEO of the world's largest esports org. What is your coolest or proudest achievement so far?
I think changing the lives of some of the players and hearing stories like the one you told me earlier is pretty fucking awesome.
Is there anything that you regret?
I would be lying. There are a few player trades that I do regret, and I won't get into who they are.
That's fine. I'm not going to force you to.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you haven't achieved yet?
I think what I haven't achieved, yes. I feel like we have not been able to give back to the fans that have expressed so much loyalty to this organization, the players, and the staff, and the company. And I want to give back in a much more meaningful way.
This is Blair's Megadeth with hashtag Liquid Rage.
Liquid Rage?
Let's get into it.
It says Megadeth on it.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, man. God, now I'm scared.
You're good, Steve. I'm telling
this
you.
one scared me?
No, this one.
I was like going in kind
This should be the last one. I'm telling you, it's not hard.
Okay. Oh my God.
Just by looking at you, Steve, you don't seem like a really flashy guy, right? But there's one thing that you do like showing off. Do you know anything about watches?
I know a little bit.
Yeah.
I do know a little bit.
Why do you like watches so much, Steve?
So I didn't come from a very well-to-do family. And my parents, when my dad got his first consulting job for Christmas, they gave me a watch. And it just had some meaning, and I've been following watches ever since. So it just meant something to me. So I like watches, and I've liked watches for a while, but I haven't really been able to.
All right, Steve,
Yes.
I gotta ask. What's the stupidest, most expensive watch that you own?
Oh God!
Tell me which one it is. And
This sounds really ostentatious, but so there's a watch. There's a lot of different watch brands. I really respect Rolex and what they've been able to build. I think they're one of the most powerful brands in the entire world, and they have been a very prominent brand for a long time. Oh, that is hot.
so is there a special Rolex that you happen to own?
Yes, it's a rainbow Rolex rose gold, which is it's a beautiful, beautiful watch. It has an awesome bezel on it, great face, high quality watch.
Now, anyone watching this video right now can go and look it up right now and see how much that is. But instead of them looking at it, would you like to share?
No, I'm not gonna share. No. They can go look it up.
Google it and smile. I know how much that watch costs. Well, it's time for our final wing. This is the last stock. What we're gonna do is
hot coming out.
we're gonna deep dive into your socials after we do this wing, and you're gonna explain to me what these socials are and what these pictures mean to you. Are you ready, Steve? For the last stock. I'm drenched.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Dripping sweat, Steve.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Last one, buddy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay.
Oh my God. This is like numbing my tongue.
The last one. We're here.
Okay, this is me at a company that was called My Business Office, was rebranded to MBO Partners. And these are two of my staff members that were on my team. There's actually a bunch of folks other behind. This is just me like being cheesy right before the holiday party.
Holiday party. I dig it. Next up.
Oh my! Where did you find these photos?
Is that you, Steve?
That is me.
How old were you there? What grade is that?
I don't know. Oh my!
All right, next one.
That's with my good friend Pat. We had a bread party. What
the hell is a bread
I brought
party?
some bread.
Okay, bread party. That's fine. Next.
Oh my god!
This
is me being a tool.
20. This is 5 years ago.
That's me. That's me in Mexico. That's me riding TSM.
Oh shit!
That's a donkey for anyone.
We got one more. Oh my
that
god!
brings back some memories. That's me in marching band. That's me playing the mellophone. And I did marching band for a long time.
Were you high ranked in marching band? Were you first?
I was definitely not. I was really bad actually.
Oh shit!
And I used to walk around the field with a mouthpiece on my chin because I didn't feel like playing.
Steve, you've done it. You've made it past the challenge. But as tradition, we like having one last question on here for trivia.
Oh my eyes.
Now listen, if you get this wrong, I know you're in pain, and I feel bad because you're technically my boss asking me to do this. But if you get this wrong, we're asking you to take one tiny fingered nibble.
No, I don't want to.
Which one of these liquefied elements has the highest boiling point? Is it A, mercury, B, iron, C, uranium, D, platinum?
Tungsten.
You're right.
Yes. Yes, I knew that one.
How'd you know that?
I don't know. I know random things. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. Oh. Why do you have to do it? Don't I win for both of us?
Because I made the challenge.
Okay. Oh
guys,
my god.
This has been...
I'm so sorry.
Oh, fuck. Oh, guys, it has been another episode of Hot Juans, the show with spicy questions and spicier gamers. Please, everyone, one last thank you to Steve, Liquid112 RNSIT, co-owner of Team Liquid, and a man who went through the challenge. Steve.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. Congrats.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time.